Welcome, Junior Achievement students, to our final session. Today, we're going to talk about what's the risk. So let's review what we've talked about so far in our other lessons. We've talked about choosing a career that meets your skills and your interests and your values. We've talked about how you get those skills, what sort of education you might need in order to get the skills that you want for your career. We've talked about once you have a career and a job and have income coming in and expenses going out, how to budget and balance that so you don't spend more than you make. We've talked about being a smart shopper and thinking about what we want to buy and thinking about the opportunity costs. So if we go out to dinner, then we can't go to the movie or that sort of thing. Always a balance there. And last time we talked about credit scores. So being able to get good credit by developing good habits and proving to lenders through the credit score process that we're a good risk. So let's talk a little bit more about risk today. In life, there are always unexpected things that happen, like that tornado behind me, right? There's always an unexpected thing, and unexpected things can be very, very expensive. So how do we plan ahead for that risk? What's our safety net? And our safety net is insurance. We can purchase insurance to help protect us against the unexpected things that would be too expensive for us to handle out of our regular budget. So I work for a health insurance company. So I understand this very well because it's my job, but I also understand it because it's happened to me in life. One of my children had to be in the intensive care unit when she was born. That would have been too expensive for me to afford had I not had health insurance to help cover me for that unexpected event. I'm a breast cancer survivor. Again, that would have been too expensive. I wouldn't have been able to handle that without health insurance. And then there's also other kinds of insurance. My home is insured. So in case there's a fire, which I would never plan for or never want to have unexpectedly happen, I wouldn't lose my home. My car's insured because it protects it from being damaged. I bought one new car in my life, and within weeks of buying it, there was a severe hailstorm that did thousands of dollars of damage to it. Had I not had insurance, I would not have been able to cover the repairs to that car. So insurance is a safety net, and it's based on risk. So let's talk about what risk is. Risk is the possibility of a financial loss or a physical harm. And the higher the risk, the higher the cost of insuring against it. So you buy insurance to help you provide that safety net against the risk. It's just a contract that protects you against financial loss or damage for a particular situation. So if you live in, say, Boston, where there's a lot more car theft than there is in Topeka, Kansas, your cost of car insurance would be higher because the risk is higher. If you live in an area that your home is in an area, say in a floodplain where there's lots of floods and there's a lot of risk from that, your insurance might be higher than those of us who live on higher ground. So risk and insurance and costs is all a factor that work together. When you pay for insurance, you're paying what's called a premium. That's just the payment for the insurance. And then you're given back a contract that says you have insurance, and we call that a policy. There's a couple of other terms that you might want to be familiar with as you look at insurance. There's a deductible. That's how much you have to pay before your insurance starts paying. So if you have car insurance with a $500 deductible and you're in an accident, you might have to pay the first $500 before the insurance would pay the rest of the damages. So you would have to figure that in your budget as well. Not only do you have to figure out the cost of insurance, but the cost of the deductible. And then the last term maybe that we'll talk about today is coinsurance. And that just says of the loss, we share it. So you might have a policy that has an 80-20 coinsurance, which says that your insurance company will pay 80% of the expenses, but you would have to pay 20% of them out of pocket. So when you're considering the cost of insurance and what's best for you, and you're budgeting for it, you also have to budget for deductibles and coinsurances in addition to your premiums. So today you're going to play a game, and it's going to be involving 6 common types of insurance. Home insurance, which covers your home. And you could also get renter's insurance if you don't own your home, but you rent, and you want to insure the contents of your apartment or the contents of the duplex or whatever you're renting. You can get renter's insurance. Health insurance, which we've already talked about, which covers you for illness and accidents and sicknesses that maybe you wouldn't be able to cover because they're more serious or more expensive out of your regular budget. Life insurance, which protects the people that you live behind by leaving them money. Perhaps like a parent would have life insurance so that if they were not able to provide for their children because of loss of life, there would be money to provide for the children. Car insurance covers your car or motorcycle or whatever you're driving. Cell phone insurance, something we don't think of very often anymore, but it's coming more and more common because cell phones are more and more expensive, right? A cell phone can cost $1,000 now. So you might have cell phone insurance to protect your cell phone. And then the last one we're going to talk about today as you're playing your game is dental insurance to cover the cost of routine dental procedures and cleanings, but also to cover more serious things. So enjoy your game today. I've really enjoyed being with you. Wish we had more sessions, but this is the last one. So today I'll say goodbye to you all. Enjoyed it. Thank you.